Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Aha, guess who's back? The one and only. Yup, it's me again. Your great brother, Nubian King, broadcasting from Israel, Northeast Africa, doing it for you because we love you. And I love you from the basement of my heart all the way up to the attic of my mind. That means I love you a whole lot. But how much do I love you? Woo. How long do I love you? Woo. 24/7. That's like I love you all the time. Yay, yay. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you still with me and doing better than you were last week, greater than you were yesterday. Had a good rest or going to have a good rest because I know there's enough stuff going on in the world to keep us stressed out. Woo-hoo, man. If you've been keeping up and watching, because there's so much coming at you through the internet, through the TVs, everywhere, man. It's just drama, 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 drama. You know, it's like, what happened? But today, listen, I just want to talk to you, share a few things, talk to you like a father, a big brother, uncle, cousin, grandfather, friend, homie, what have you. Just somebody to talk to share things, to kick it around, to give you another perspective, to look at things a bit different. Sometimes you just need that type person that you can just chop it up with to give you a different perspective on what it is you might be dealing with going through in life. And then speaking with that particular individual, they can lay out a bridge to help you to cross over from this state to the next state, to help you to get to where you're trying to go. That's all. Just chop it up with you and share some thoughts about some things that I'm seeing, some things you may be dealing with, and possibly answer a few questions that, I've gotten from some subscribers, that kind of stuff. Okay, so first of all, generally, okay, I want to say to you, relax. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Blow it out. Shake your head a little bit. Roll your neck around. Take another deep breath. Blow it out. One more time. A bit more. A bit more. Blow it out. Why did I do that with you? To just kind of start this conversation, start this dissertation from a relaxed position. Okay? Because I know that it's enough things going on in your life that's stressing you out. Now, I'm not there with you and I can't pinpoint, every single thing, but my objective is to share some things with you to just say, hey, it looks bad, and it is bad for some people, a lot of people. But it ain't bad like that for everybody. There are some places in the world that are peaceful. I got a friend, she shot down to Dominican Republic during a vacation, and she just hit me up talking about how peaceful it was, relaxed. She lived here in Israel. In Israel, right now, I have to admit, it's a whole different energy over here. I've been over here since 1981. I ain't never felt it like this. This is different. It's strangely different. It is. It's like one thing, the pace has speeded up. It's like everything just so fast. Everything just moving so fast. Nobody got no pace. Nobody got, everything from the moment I drive my car out of the lot into the street, it just boom, 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 boom. It's like people on the job, it's frantic, panic. Anybody got time to listen to anything about time to think of it, just doing and going and whatever. I'm like, whoa, what? And everything like whoosh, 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 whoosh. And then you look up when you do stop and look, it's Balagun. Balagun is confusion, just chaos and confusion, balagan, you know. And so, you know, you look around the world, you check the news, you got several different countries that just balagan. But check it out. It's the leadership. When you look out there in the street with the people, what the people are doing? The people just trying to make it. And under this heavy, burdensome, ignorant leadership that the politicians and leaders that done came and lied and tricked and got in office talking about they're going to make something better for you, shut the door, and they got a job, making all kind of money up in there, tricking and trading. And the people still going through the same stuff they went through. You go to the ghetto. All of these presidents and all of these leaders come talking about what they're going to improve. But if you look at every single president, every single administration, and then let's go back, like, say, for instance, 4 presidents. And each president get, what, 4 years. And if each president do one term in America, 4, 8, 12, 16 years later, you done seen 4 different presidents promising you they're going to improve things. But when you go to the ghetto, 16 years later, after 4 presidents, 4 administrations that promised they're going to improve things, the ghetto looked the exact same, if not even worse. So you see what I'm saying? They're not there for anyone's benefit but themselves. They go in the office, they may have 100,000, but when they finish, they multimillionaires. That's what it's about. So that means what? We on our own. We have to figure this thing out and do the best we can. If we don't group up, it's tough. You know, it's tough. All that voting and going back and forth and hollering over Trump, Biden, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu, Russo, and all these clowns for nothing. Absolutely nothing. The big, bald, fat, bald waste of time. Because just like I said, you in America, 4 presidents equals 16 years. And they all roll up in that line talking about what they're going to do for the people. And when they get in there, they ain't got nothing to do with the people. They done been in there 4 years, 4 times, 16, and look at them situation with the people, the exact same, if not worse. So the solution is unity in the people, is strength in the land. That's one of the main things that haven't been done, especially in America. And I'm talking about the people. I didn't say white people, and I didn't say black people. I didn't say Asian, Hispanic, Moroccans, Indian. I said the people. And in the United Snakes of America, you have a multitude of different nationalities walking around in America getting bamboozled by the government. And the exact same thing here in Israel. Exact same thing. Those leaders are not interested in doing diddly squat for the people. Just look at what's happening. You know, you have to open your eyes, and, you know, your mind must believe what your eyes see. Your eyes not going to do nothing but relate to your brain the reality that's before you. That's what your eyes do. Your eyes don't lie. Your brain is such a sophisticated tool. You can program your mind to not see what your eyes is showing it. And that's true. Your mind must believe what your eyes see, unless you don't program your brain to not see the reality that your eyes is witnessing right before your very eyes. This is what's taking place. But you done sit up there and twisted your brain, excuse me, to a point where you don't want to see what's actually taking place right before your very eyes. And so the only real solution is unity amongst the people. You know, and I mean black people and white people, believe it or not. Yes, I'm absolutely talking about that. You know, we had the segregation thing. I was born in 1961. I came up through them riots and racial and, all the N words and the monkey and the coon, and I came up through all of that. Spade, last hired, first fire, I came through all of that. To a point now where in life, it's just like in the military. You're a soldier. Y'all out there. You got a black guy, you got a white guy, you got a Hispanic guy, you know what I'm saying? Then you got a dude from India. 4 different nationalities. Y'all are soldiers fighting the enemy, and all y'all name is on their bullets. And their bullets is not racist, prejudice, nothing. Any one of y'all can get it. So the white boy, he can't jump up and say, oh, I don't want to fight with the black guy. And the black guy can't jump up and say, I don't want to fight with the white guy. And the Asian guy, he can't jump up and say, I don't want to fight with the white guy. These are 4 soldiers from 4 different nationalities, 4 different countries, 4 different cultures, fighting for one army, the United States Army, and they out there. And they are not going to be racist. Why? Because they all need each other to get back home. And that's how a lot of racism have been broken down going through the military. But at the same time, that's how a lot of racism has been built up when you get them clowns in position of authority, officers. So it's 50 on one hand, 50 on another. But out here in this world, because of the leadership, excuse me, majority of the leadership on this planet, they care less about the people. So the people have to unite together, just like those brothers doing down in Africa. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, they done knocked down their borders. Isn't that a beautiful thing? In 1885, that Berlin Conference, where 14 European nations came together to divide up Africa for themselves. That's who created them borders. Now, them brothers have knocked it down. Them 3 nations, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they knocked down their borders. And them brothers is working together, but that heathen, he can't stop. He cannot stop because his whole life depends on sucking the life out of the black man. And while they got the whole world sitting up hating on the black man, they using all of the wealth that the black man own and control. So what are we going to do? We have to come together. Black people, white people, Asian, all these folks. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to get to a point where it's no big eyes and no little U's. I'm Jews, I'm Hispanic, I'm African, all this. It's we people on planet Earth. And we are getting bamboozled by the leadership. You understand? That is not moving in our best interest. Whenever you talk about these big deals and the economy, look at your check. When they talk about the economy up, the economy down, it don't change your check. So who does it benefit? Them bandits at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like you go and buy assets. You get like material items that appreciate in time. They mean their value go up. Like artwork. Artwork hold value over time. And so as the economy increases, the value of your artworks and assets that appreciate, their value go up. So people without real money, they don't have artwork. They don't have assets, material assets that appreciate over time. And whenever the economy, they say, improve or got better, then those that have assets, those assets increase in value. So the majority of the people don't have assets like, artwork, buildings, gold, precious metal, precious stones. They done accumulated these assets. And so when you get a leader to talk about the economy is good and the economy improved, they hollering that out for the people with assets and things that improve with a good economy. But us working these jobs, the job that just over broke, getting that paycheck, it don't never change with a good economy or a bad economy. That's what we get. You know what I'm saying? So you can't allow the leadership to continue to bamboozle you with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just like the other day, I was listening to the boy talking about the student loan debt forgiveness, and everybody cheering and hollering. First of all, how many black folk is actually in college, and how many of them got student loans? You know what I'm saying? See, you can't be so gullible that you just be stupid. When you look at 45 million, okay, I'm using the number 45 million. You got 45 million black people, African American, whatever you want to call them, 45 million folks. How many of them 45 million are actually in college, and how many of them have student loans? You see what I'm saying? So that don't mean diddly squat to talk about student loan forgiveness. Then the economy gets good. It don't change your paycheck. Dude, you working at some minimum wage job. The economy got good. Your check didn't change. You know what I'm saying? I would listen to a dude talk the other day. He said he got a 50-cent raise. Man, I just like, brother. My heart went out to you. How? The only solution is unity amongst the people. That's the only way, you know, because your leadership is not there for you. They're there for them. And that's the reality that we all have to lock into. And when I say we all, I'm talking about black people, white people, Asian, Hispanic, European. If you all walk around together, you're going to have to learn how to get together, because there's a plan. You know, Klaus Schwab, he's stepping down, but the idea and the concept of the New World Order and all this here great reset, that ain't going nowhere. They set that in motion, and then his daughter taking up the reins with the same exact conversation. You know, you got unelected people that just got a lot of money walk around making up rules and regulation that the rest of the world got to abide by. Isn't that something? They not even Bill Gates is always the one they talk about, but he used to it now. But it's a bunch of billionaires walk around on that same spin because they have the same mentality. You know, they'll if you're talking about people that's afraid, you sit down and really listen to them billionaires talk. Those people are packed full of fear. And you know, the number one fear they have is losing that money. I read this book called it's called The Mindset of the Billionaire. You know, a lot of people think that they can read up and listen to the wealthy people talk and find out how to get wealthy. That ain't even true. Listen, there's another book written by this Asian dude. They sell it on Amazon. It's called Kicking the Ladder Away. That book is specifically written to show you how the wealthy, they do in fact hedge up the way, make it difficult for anybody else to obtain true wealth. They got it, and they want it to be just amongst themselves, the few of them. It ain't but what, a couple of thousand, 3,000 billionaires on the planet out of billions of people. You don't have 5,000 billionaires. Isn't that a mess? That's a mess. So the rest of us, what? We out here fighting for scraps. And so now it's time for us to head up and stop, sit down, look, and analyze what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the more you work, the further you don't get. You know what I'm saying? And now you're sitting up, head back, looking at yourself sliding off the mountain, and you're giving up 8 hours a day on your job that ain't making enough money to pay the bill. And now you're considering you got to take another job. But they don't. You know what I'm saying? When they make these deals and trades and everything, it ain't to help us. You know, we don't get no benefit from them deals and trade. They going all everywhere, shaking their hands and talking about normalizing ties and trading and all this kind of stuff. It never get down to the common man and woman. You over there in your house with your family by yourself, watching it on the TV, two nations of normalized trade. So for what? That's just don't interest us. Why? Because them normalizing tithes, they don't affect our pocket. Our bottom line is the money that we make doing the work that we're doing. And it's never enough to do everything we want to do as a people. We ain't even running around talking about let's go to the moon like some of them clowns. We're just simply talking about keeping a decent roof over our head, some food in our stomach, clothes on our back, and be able to do a little something with our families and not bother nobody. That's the very, very basic at that point. Yes, you want to be able to take you a family vacation somewhere to some beautiful resort. Yes, you want to do that. You could do it with the proper leadership in place, because there is enough with the proper leadership in place. But right now, the way to get to that is what you call unity. Unity in the people is strength in the land. That's what your big brother Nubian King is putting out. That's what your big brother, Nubian King is saying. That's what your big brother Nubian King is saying. Unity in the people is strength in the land. And I'm not talking about just black people. See, even us, we got to expand our way that we look and think too. Some of them white folks gonna have to team up with us. And we're gonna have to team up with them. And some of them Asian gonna have to team up. And some of those European, excuse me, because it's one leader that's leading the whole country, right? And that country may have millions of people in it. And it's one leader, and he's standing up making the rules and regulations that millions of people got to live by. And guess what? Those rules and regulations don't benefit the people. You squeeze them a little bit more. Oh, we got to have just 1% more of tax so we can pay for this. And then you never know what's going on behind closed doors. As the people out there trying to come up with that one little extra percent that he say they need to do this, you never know the billions of dollars that they dealing with, laughing behind closed doors, raping, robbing, and pillaging the country. Because we ain't privy to that. Then we ask a question, they look at us like, what? You got a lot of nerve to be asking me a question. Who do you think you is? And it'd be amazing, man, how, these jokers come around when it's time to get votes, and they do all kind of song and dance to get your vote. Then they disappear. You is out there on your own. What they call it, you ass out. And so that's what I'm saying now. Some way, shape, form, or fashion, we as a people, I'm serious. I'm so serious, are going to have to come together as a people to deal with our lives, our family, to improve our lives. That one president do not have to have the power to screw up our lives just because he want to. And in the end, what? He trying to get money. Do y'all know what's really taking place in Israel? They want them people out of there because they want to build a Ben Gurion corridor to start bringing them big ships up there to compete with the Suez Canal. And these people got trillions of liters of natural gas and oil right off the coast of Gaza. It's about money. That's what it's about. And you're dealing with barbarians, and they don't care nothing about people's lives. Don't be fooled, people. This world is under the control of bona fide organic barbarians, and they don't give a damn. And we cannot be sitting around here stuck on stupid, voting for a politician and beating the hell out of each other, pro-Palestinian, pro-Israel, all out there in another whole country. Can you see that? I'm sitting up in Israel. I'm saying to myself, damn, these people are beating the smoke out of each other in Cambridge. You're supposed to be college people. Y'all the ones supposed to have better sense. You the ones supposed to have education. And look at you. You all the way on the other side of the planet fighting for something you ain't got. Most of them folks, they ain't never been to Israel. Can you imagine that? Most of them out there battling and beating each other upside the head have never been to Israel. Can you imagine that? Wow. They ain't never been to Israel. I wouldn't be remiss to say some of them ain't never even left out of America to Canada. They out there rolling and beating the smack out of each other. Israel, Palestine, Israel, and going to jail. Can you imagine that? Dude, you the one supposed to have sense. Y'all supposed to be the college kids. You knuckleheads supposed to be sitting back saying, well, Shazam. They got a situation. You know what I'm saying? No, you out there, the police and batons and tear gas and sticks and bottles and oh God. Woo! So you see, y'all gotta listen to your big uncle, Nubian King, man. You got don't you go out there. I don't want none of my 661 subscribers to be out there fighting nobody. If anything, we get us a room, we get together and figure out what we gonna do. We need to stay on top of what's happening. That's true. We need to stay on top of what's happening. That's true. But at the same time, we need to spend our time strategizing on how we going to deal with this next 25, 50 years that we're going to be here with these bandits. You understand? So you got to be up on this new world agenda, this great reset. They wrote that book 25 years ago. You understand? And so you have to study the mindset of the bandit you're dealing with. And they are bandits. Absolutely. They care less about human life. That don't mean nothing. They'll put a bullet in you, your children, and don't even never lose no sleep or think about it to accomplish their objective. What they say, the ends justify the means. You know what that means? The ends is, okay, when they get finished doing whatever they're doing, they're going to have $32 billion in their pocket. Okay. So how do they get there? By any means necessary. So that means the means, right? That means the end justify the means. The means, it means whatever you need to do to get to that $35 billion is good. Killing, raping, robbing, pillaging, lying, distorting, whatever. Sending out major threats, like when the ICC sent out the arrest warrant for Netanyahu, and Glantz and Ben-Gvir and Smootry. Hey, these clowns said, if you do, we going after your family and your children. Can you imagine that? Wait a minute. I'm not watching a doggone gangster movie, am I? Gangster do stuff like that. You come at me, I'm going for your family. Isn't that gangster movies? This ain't no damn movie though. This is real. You know what I'm saying? And then we dealing with barbarians that will screw up everything. Remember now, this is the bandit that if he get broke, what does he do? He go to the highest building and jump out the window. What the hell do you think you got coming? Sitting up there talking about a damn vote. You just voting another one of them heathens in to do the exact same thing. You need to stop wasting that precious time and energy and get together and figure out, you know what? Look at all this here. Everybody in the room got experience with these bandits. We all got experience. And so we have to take from that experience and lay out a plan of what we're going to do. I told you, I read this book called The Mindset of the Billionaires. You know, one thing that I realized in reading that book is billionaires are very, very scary people. They're just scared maniacs. A lot of them. Okay. And the reason why I say that is after reading that book and really, really reading it, you can see and you can hear fear. And you know what fear that I heard? The fear of losing that money. Boom, that is. That is their greatest motivation behind a lot of things that billionaires do, is to not get broke. It's like they got rules that they operate by. And that's a beautiful thing. You should have rules basically through your whole life of how you function with everything. Your money, your family, your job, your car, your house, everything should function according to a set of rules. Why? That institute order. And when you have order, you don't have chaos. Okay. And so the billionaire, they have a set of rules. Get the money, right? And then after they get the money, the next step is what? Secure the money so you don't lose none. And then it's a set of principle on how they do that. Like, how do you secure your money? By obtaining solid information from others that have gone before you and done it. Not your uncle that said, yeah, you need so and so, so. Like you win the lottery. You and your family member are on the same level, right? Ain't nobody got $1 million. Nobody in your family have $1 million, right? You lucked up and won the lottery, and you got like $400 million cash right now. That's what you got after that $1.2 billion. After they got through paying the tax and everything, they walked home with $400 some $1 million, which I thought Shazam. I remember that because how you win a $1.2 billion and after paying taxes, gift tax, state tax, ward tax, that, you only get $400 some $1 million. Anyway, you got it. Nobody in your family have $1 million, right? Now you got $412 million. You can't ask nobody in your family what to do. None of them people have no money. They're not the ones to advise you. So you have to first, that thing, don't tell nobody. That's the first thing. You win $420 million, shut your mouth. Don't tell nobody. Huh? And then you seek out people with big bucks. Sometimes you may have to pay them for a meeting where you got the money now. Like this experience I had with a multimillionaire once. He was telling me how he was breaking into this business. He said that was a particular guy he needed to talk to. He was a nobody. In order for him to get a meeting, he was told he had to put $1 million cash on the table before the guy would sit down with him. Well, he had the money. He put the $1 million on the table and it was worth it. Now the guy worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You understand? So if you get $412 million, you need to go pay somebody that know. You know what I'm saying? And then you move. So this situation, we have to strategize on what we need to do, right? And so that's why I was reading the book, Mindset of the Billionaires, and it showed me that they have rules like get the money, secure the money, and only deal with people that know, been there, done that. Not your uncles, not your cousin, but you got $412 million. Go to the man that's worth $1 billion or 2 or 3 or more. All right, sit down and talk with him. They'll come talk to you. You put money on the table. Or you may just bless up. Hey, you won the lottery. You may luck up and get a meeting with him without having to pay nothing. But you understand my point, right? Talk to somebody that know. All right. And then the next thing is don't get broke. At all costs, do not get broke. It was like a step-by-step set of rules they functioning with. And so as I read more and more into the book, it just seemed like I was reading about somebody that was scared, man. Like, you scared of losing the money. Then there's another book called Kicking the Ladder Away, right? Wrote by this Asian dude. You can buy it on Amazon. And that book talks about how the wealthy actually hedge up the way for other people to obtain wealth. And, you may think when you hear that, oh, that's not true. You're talking about billions of people in the world. I heard numbers like 7 billion, 8 billion, 9 billion people on this planet. And how many billionaires are there? Like 2,500, 2,700, 3,000, somewhere around in there. It's got to be something to it because, we've been here, the people been here for hundreds of years. And out of hundreds of years, you mean to tell me that this population can only come up with like 2,500 big billionaires or something? I can look it up for you right quick, but you get my point. Out of billions and billions of people, that's all the billionaires we got? Something's supposed to say to you, Shazam, something's wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they make it difficult for you to become wealthy by feeding you all this bullshit. Like this book that they say Trump wrote about getting wealthy. Come to find out, Trump didn't write the book. They paid him to use his name to sell the book to you. You follow me? It was a trick. Trump didn't write the book. Like when I was in America, I was running the cranes down there on what is it, Singer Island. These guys built 6 high-rise, beautiful, luxurious condo towers. All right. You had the 2 developers on a huge poster on front of the project. On each side of Donald Trump, he was shaking their hand. And they named the building Trump Towers, right? Because, you know, Trump out of New York, he has a big name. He got the name. But those 6 buildings paid Trump $30 million just to use his name and likeness. $5 million a building. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's like they playing games. You know, they running games. You know, they running games. And we have to, as a people, work together. Black people, yep, white folks, because they all are in cahoots for themselves and not us. You look at the world's leaders, what are they doing to actually improve the lives of the people? And that's where you can start right there. You get your group together and you sit down and say, look, what are these leaders actually doing to help improve our lives? They not. Shoot. Every time you look up, the leader's making some type of decision to screw your life up, to screw you just a little bit more and making it more difficult. And that's why I'm saying, your big brother, Nubian King, I'm telling you that right now, the only solution that I see is actually doable is unity. Unity amongst the people is strength, you know. But at the same time, if you do decide to come together and try to work together, you're going to have to vet the individuals that you're rolling with. You're going to have to know their background. You know what I'm saying? You can't just fling the doors open and say we're going to do something, because, you know, as soon as the people start raising up doing positive things, here come the government to knock you off. Yes, because they don't want the people, you know what I'm saying? Because you're dealing with psychotic narcissists that these leaders are crazy, man. You know, I'm just saying. I'm looking at these leaders, and most of them are just really nuts. And when you sit back and really look at what you see them doing, excuse me, and some of the things they'll say, that they nuts. They psychotic, man. You know, I can tell it because I've dealt with mental illness. You know, I had mental illness that, you know, was close to me. And, you know, they got up, good morning, they put the clothes on, brushed the teeth, right? Washed the face, did the hair, got everything, looked real normal, did the breakfast, you know, and it just looked normal. But as soon as something out of the ordinary transpired, that person was done. It was like they was stuck. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? They were mentally sick, but because of repetition, you couldn't tell it. You understand? By doing the same thing. Okay, as long as they stay in this particular lane, you can tell that they was mentally ill, right? As soon as something transpired that took them out of that normalcy, that normal lane, you can see something wrong with them. And that's the world leaders of today that's running this planet. Most of these world leaders are basically mentally ill. And because they get to be in this little narrow space as a world leader, you can't tell it. When you see them talking, they looking down, they mostly just reading. Something somebody done told them, you know what I'm saying, the speech writer. And so they reading the speech, right? And you like listening to this crap. But that's not who they are. You know, they're being instructed what to say. And because they're being paid, they don't give a crap about nothing, how it impacts you. They getting their money. They got their money. Just like the guy in Kenya sending them soldiers down there to Haiti. What the government said, that's illegal, unconstitutional. So how is the president over there of Kenya in America shaking hands with Bush because he done took the money and they said we took the money, we doing it for the money. To send them black brothers down there to do Washington bidding, because how would it look for American soldiers to jump off the ship and run up into Haiti and start blasting people? You see what I'm saying? So they got a sucker. As soon as they finish with that Negro, he gonna wind up dead or disappear. That is their MO. Ain't nowhere in the world I would have touched that with a 10-foot pole. They could have gave me $10 billion. I'm not doing that for you because I know you. You know what I'm saying? I won't even live to get to spend that $10 million. I know you. Your record speaks for yourself. And for that sucker to take that deal from America, just like that boy Zelensky over there in Ukraine, he about at the end of his rope. Yep, he about at the end of his rope. Now he began to realize, dude, you got played. It ain't gonna be but a little bit. You ain't gonna see no more from him. That's the way they do. You know, once they finish using you, they got a clean house, so you won't come back and expose their plan. You know what I'm saying? So this is some serious stuff we dealing with here on planet Earth. The only way you could just be at peace, you had to be like them brothers and sisters out there on that island off the coast of India called Sentinel Island. They don't allow nobody. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. They don't allow no explorers, no scientists, no sociologists, no doctors, no lawyers. They don't allow no food, nothing that come within 30 miles of their island. Yeah, they out there butt naked with spears. When the helicopter fly over, they throwing the spears at the helicopter. Get out of here. You know, and guess what? Yeah, it was your American white boy that went out there and talked about he gonna teach them Jesus. When you looked up his dead body, spread it out there on that pretty white sand. And then they got an international situation because they trying to figure out how to get the body out there. Because when they get close to the island, the people come out of the woods and start spearing everybody. So I don't know what happened with that. You understand? But that's what happened when you get into dealing with psychotic barbarians, man. You know? Listen, anyway, I think I'm going to talk to you enough. Put some thoughts on your mind. I hope so. But as you tune out of this, I want you to remember that we are going to have to deal with problems, because our government, their government, those leaders, they not out there to do anything for us. And I'm gonna share this one thought with you again. 4 presidents get one term in the United States of America. That's 16 years. Each president come in office campaigning, talking about they're going to do something to improve the urban community. They don't even say the ghetto, you know, they say the urban community. And then they had these black folks that's not black folks, these token black folks that have been educated in their system to say what they want them to do. And they're talking about the urban community. Anytime I see one of the knuckleheads on there that's looking like a black person, they talking about, well, the urban community. You know, you just, no, dude, we talking about the hood, the ghetto. So the president, he come in, oh, we're going to do this for you. Oh, we're going to do that. Oh, we're going to, so he get in office. 4 years later, ain't nothing changed in the hood. Okay, vote him out, get another one in, another. So 4 presidents done went up in there, promising they going to do all this here, magic. 16 years later, if all 4 of them presidents do one term in the United States of America, 16 years later, go look at the hood. Oh man, this beautiful person, I love the internet. This beautiful person, they put up a picture of the ghetto when the president was running for office, and some words that he said, how you going to improve the ghetto, right? So 4 years later, the brother took another picture of the exact same picture, and he put the date and everything. He laid out real nice. So next to each one of them 4 presidents, he put the address and everything of where he took the picture at. And then the president and the date that the president went in office and one or two of his major speeches about, quotes, what he gonna do for the hood, right? And so each president, he laid that picture out, and 16 years later, guess what? The picture never changed. The exact same picture. Exact same picture. And he updated them every 4 years. A new president came to office. He updated them. And he showed you the dates. But guess what? Not a daggone thing changed with them pictures of the ghetto. Because they ain't did nothing. So now, after all this experience we got, people look, listen, I'm just simply saying, listen, we got to be able to come together, work together, and do something. Now, let me say this. Now, I don't want to sound like the regular person, because what I just said is what they say. We got to come together and do something. That's been said a lot. Let me go a little further to help bring that to fruition. What I want you to do is go out and talk to a few people. And I'm going to lay this out, give you a step-by-step process. You go and talk to a few people and you listen to them and see if they're saying back to you basically the same thing that you're speaking about. So you're vetting their mind, their mentality to see where they're at. Okay, you tell them some of the things I'm sharing with you, and you already know a lot. The 661 people that's, subscribe to my channel, you are very intelligent. You listen, you're very intelligent. So when you sit down with your people, you talk to them and just listen to them first to see where their head is at. And out of those, you got to pull some closer to you. And then when you get you a number of people, 10, 15, 20 people, the next thing you do, you come up with what is it that you want to do in your neighborhood, right? That you live in. You decide on something that you all need to do. Say, for instance, like, let's look at something well known, the nail shop. The Asians dominate that. And they don't treat our sisters with any kind of respect like that. It'd be tough. You go in there and if one little thing is going to explode. So get your own nail shop, right? You got 20 people in your group. So you take the 20 people and say, look, let us go and secure a location, and we're going to establish a nail shop for our sisters that they can go in and be in the shop and without having to be threatened by the Asians. And if something happened, you're going to get batted up with a stick or something. Take our sisters out of that pressure. And we gather around and you put your monies together and you keep it transparent. Everybody get to ask questions in the group, and no question has to be answered, especially when it comes to the money. Because, we have a hard time dealing with each other when it comes to money. And because of that, a lot of us don't want to deal with y'all money. But in order for us to actually break out of this, someone has got to be bold and break out of it. You can handle the people's money as long as you are transparent to where when he asked a question or she asked a question about the money, you don't clam up and act like they ain't supposed to ask questions. You got everybody's money. So they supposed to ask you 24/7. They wake up at 3:33 in the morning and want to know something about your money. Then you supposed to answer them because you holding the people's money. And that's the way you build up trust in the group, because they can go and ask Nubian King, how we looking with the money? How much money we done collected? And I can open the account up right there on my phone, the app, and I say, look, this is how much money we got. And the people going to be feeling real good because they can go to Nubian King or anybody that's in your group that's handling the treasury and ask them anything they want about the money and get their question answered. And that's what's going to bring up confidence and security that you're on the right path. See, that money is a make or break situation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know we done had trouble with the churches. We done had trouble with organization. We done had trouble with movement, and all them trouble, basically, a lot of them have been sitting around that daggone money. But I'm telling you now, once you get your people together, you say, okay, we want to do a nail shop. So in this group of people, you're going to have somebody, they like to do research, numbers and all that. So whoever that person is, you tell them what you need. Somebody volunteer the person that like to do that. And they can go out and look for a property. and find out all the details of who, what, when, where, and where. We got a lot of black folks that's smart in America. I mean, smart. They know stuff and they know how to access information. So you have people that's good with real estate in your group. You got 20 people, right? And you have somebody that's like, okay, I'm gonna look for a spot, right? So they go out and they come back 2-3 suggestions. They bring all this detail to the group. They answer the question. And everybody on one page about the spot, and so everybody vote on, okay, we're gonna do this spot. Then they look at the financial responsibility to secure this spot. All right, and so you come up with that money, and boom, you got the spot. Now the next thing you want to look at how you're gonna lay the place out, right? And how much that take. Then you do that. Next thing you know, kaboom. The licenses and all this, what have you, boom, y'all in business. Now you're advertising and everybody good with the internet. You understand? You Facebook has become the world's #1 medium of advertisement. I did a Facebook course, right? And it's free. You go to Facebook and it's like advertising on Facebook. It's free. I did the whole course, 2-3 days. It's very interesting, a whole lot of great information. One thing that really impressed me is said that 99% of Facebook revenue in business is not in pictures and sharing stuff about friends. It's advertising dollars, okay? And it broke down how Facebook has become the world's #1 medium of advertising. It even gets into the detail, like you can really make your advertising specific to the city, the time, the individual, the type device, whether you want your advertisement to come on a laptop, come on a desktop, come on a cell phone, come on a tablet, and what age group, you know what I'm saying? And so you can really, really specific your advertisement so that you can get more bang for your buck. I did some advertisement. I ran $200. It was everywhere, you know, because I made it specific, right? And so you run these heavy advertisements, you know, like Temu that's selling this stuff, talking about free. The Chinese, they doing that to batter America. See, I'm watching it. This is a war. See, America is at war, but it ain't bam, 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 shoot them up, all this. It's another kind of war going on. This is a technical war, right? How you gonna give something away free? But it's the Chinese that's doing it, right? And so you gotta advertise. You can't open this nail shop. Look, it may not be a nail shop. I'm just giving you an idea, right? So you open this nail shop, and you advertise. You see the Temu, they everywhere, giving this stuff away free. You buy 2-3 things, you get something free, right? You just advertise. It don't cost a lot of money. Advertise. And that's something that our people sometimes fail to do. Understand the power of advertisement. You know, McDonald's, as long as they've been in business and the billions of burgers they sell, they still advertise because they know the human can kind of slip and forget. So you advertise your nail shop, you advertise the nail shop, you advertise, and then you had a big juicy grand open. You bring out some folks to make some noise, you know, DJs and whatever. Y'all know how. I ain't got to tell us how to do that. Black folks know how to get out like that. So you make a big opening day. Boom, you got your nail shop. You got sisters that done trained. They looking for work. Bam, you done put our girls to work. Got you one that's a manager and set it up. You got it rolling. 6 months later, the nail shop is sitting in the next group as a business this time, not just an individual. And so this group put that nail shop together. 6 months later, when you had a next meeting about the next move, now the nail shop sitting in the group as a business with more revenue to deal with. Because this group put the business in shop, so the nail shop can contribute more revenue for the next location. Boom, a grocery store. Because you know how this food situation is. And then in our neighborhood, you had to be careful. Now they finally beginning to loosen up the information about fluoride and how negative fluoride is to the human body. One major thing about fluoride decreases brain function, brain activity. And so that's why you had to get them water filters that is specifically designed to filter out fluoride. You can get them for your whole house. You can get them for your kitchen, your refrigerator, and get that fluoride out of your system, right? So you put together your next location, say a grocery store. I just saw this whole real nice advertisement about this brother that opened a grocery store in America. I think it was Tennessee, North Carolina, one of them states. But you see how them folks, they got the pitch in a fit because the sister was advertising the brother's grocery store. Beautiful place too. Now you know how back in the day we should say that's black businesses all be just on stupid stuff. No. This grocery store is top shelf, owned by a brother, right? And so the sister was advertising. Man, bump whatever your enemies say about what you're doing. Screw that. You know what I'm saying? So you put this store together and you bring in the good food and you give it to the people. And the beautiful thing that the brother is doing, he's selling it at a great price. He's not overcharging nothing. If I'm not mistaken, the sister said his prices are a bit lower than everybody else. And they can be, because you can make up the difference in volume. It's just like the old man said. You can get a little from a lot as opposed to getting a lot from a little. That means that if you selling the thing for $5 and they selling it for 10, okay, so they get $10, you get 5, they're gonna make a better profit because it didn't cost but 2. But at the same time, when them few people that can afford to buy it at $10 discover you can get the exact same thing for $5, they gone. And so what happened? You make up the difference in volume. You follow what I'm saying? And so that's why when he was saying you can get a little from a lot as opposed from a lot from a little. And so you got these super duper prices, people coming from all around shopping at your store. You know what I'm saying? And so this can be done now, 6 months later. Boom. The next meeting is you got the nail shop and the grocery store sitting in the meeting as a business. So you see what I'm saying? You just keep going, and keep going. And then you done change the game. And from those businesses, you can go out through the community and decide on what you all want to do to improve your community. We can do that as a people. You understand? But at the same time, remember, and you can't be naive. You're living in the land that was stolen from other people and set up by other people for themselves. So you can't jump out there and be naive and think that, yeah, you're just going to slide on the glory. You have to expect your enemy to attack, because that's what enemy does. You know what I'm saying? And you can't go out there and think, oh, that ain't true. Nubian King, ain't nobody. No. I remember when those two sisters got this property down in Georgia, middle Georgia. They just went out to buy a whole bunch of land, and the sisters was sharp. They had the money, they had the knowledge. I think one of them or two of them, they was heavy into real estate, so they knew what they was doing. And so they secured the land, and they said that they were going to build a community for Black people only, which they shouldn't have did. No, I mean, they shouldn't have said nothing. They just, see, you have to know how to keep your mouth shut. Just work your plan and plan your work. It's control. You in control of who come and go in that community, right? So you don't have to tell nobody that you don't want no other people in there. You just don't okay the application of anybody you don't want in there. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you that stuff like that. Like in South Africa, they making noise because they want the Western Cape to break off from South Africa, and they just want all white folks over there. You see how bold that is? But ain't nobody making no noise about them. As soon as Black people jump up and say, okay, they want to do something together and get themselves, it's a problem, y'all racist, y'all da-da-da-da-da. Somebody called me a racist the other day. I said, you damn right. You so, boy, you know me. And everybody was shocked because I didn't try to fight back on it. I said, yeah, I'm a racist. Absolutely. Yes. Wow. I'm happy that you know me. And so everybody in the room just kind of like was shocked to hear me say, yes, I'm a racist. You damn right. I want to be with my people, my race, my people. I don't want to be marrying no other race. I don't want to be loving no other race. I just want my beautiful Black people. Because yes, we are the kings and queens of this earth. You know what I'm saying? If I put my seed in any other woman for any other nation, that's going to be a Black baby. But if he put his seed in any other race, any other nation, that baby going to turn out like whoever he put his seed in. We're the only one that can seed any other woman, any other race, and get a Black baby. They can't do that. You see, I know my greatness. I'm not running around talking about Nubian King just because I pulled that out my butt and it sounds sweet. No. Yeah, you daggone right. I said I'm a racist because I believe in each race sticking to themselves and no personal reason. You need to marry your own kind. You need to love your own kind. You need to be with your own kind. You need to look out for your own kind. And that's my race. So my race is first. You understand? I don't give a flying flip what nobody say. Damn it. You know, everybody else looking out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But see, it'd be a problem when we look out for ourselves because they're afraid that, you know, they're on record for doing dirty things to our people. They already know that. We already slavery. Everybody know that, right? So what they're afraid of is one day us raising up and getting together and doing to them what they did to us. This is what they're afraid of. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not thinking about no crap like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 63 years on the planet. You think I'm running around thinking about some bullshit like that? Absolutely not. I could care less. I love my people. I love my race of people. So I'm putting my race first. So if you want to call me a racist, damn right. Just like you. Just like you. You know what I'm saying? Sit up there and call me a racist. I shut them down. I said, yes. But you're a racist. You sitting up talking about separating people. I said, you damn right. You gonna call me a racist? Absolutely. Because I love me, my people first. Just like he do. See, you know, they sit up and say whatever they want and don't nobody say nothing because we ain't tripping on that. You're supposed to be about your family, your people first. That's who you are. I don't expect you to accept me over your own people. That don't preserve the nation. But if we look out for we first, we looking at our race of people. So I'm a racist. Because Nubian King believe in his beautiful, luscious, sexy, incredible chocolate people. Man, you ever seen what? You ever seen a beautiful, tall, chocolate, big thighs, incredible built sister walk through a crowd of European? Woo! I saw this video of this sister. She tall. She like 6'1", and she had the audacity to have a lime green short suit set with a white fitting top and a big old afro. And that tall sister was just strolling through all these Europeans somewhere in Europe, and everybody stopped. Everybody stopped. This was beautiful. Everybody stopped and turned around to look at that beautiful queen strolling through with all that power and grace. And you mean to tell me you think I'm not going to be looking at my race first? Man, I'm so glad I'm born who I am. I may not be the best. I may not have all the money. I may not be the smartest. I may not be the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying? I may not have the six-pack in $1 billion in my pocket. But I'm damn so glad I am who I am. I ain't Mark, Matthew, Luca, John, and ain't nobody teaching me how to dance. Yeah, I'm not paying nobody to learn how to dance. This boy here in Israel, this brother, he have a whole school teaching these Israelis how to dance. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, hold up, man. What? I said, what type of work you doing? He said, I'm a dance instructor. Okay. You know, when I hear dance instructor, you kind of think like that modern dance, that ballet, that Alvin Haley dance troupe, you know, the incredible dance troupe of beautiful black brothers and sisters. Alvin Ailey, I think that's what it is. But anyway, he say he teaches Israelis how to dance. And they paying for it. I'm like, what? Brother, are you sick? Somebody come to your class? You know, called black people, man, we go on Soul Train, go for it, turn the music on. We got to dance. You know, I'm like, man, I laughed till I cried. I said, are you kidding? Man, he's standing in Tel Aviv, beautiful apartment, a lot of money. Everything in Tel Aviv is like New York, hella high. All you got to do is say Tel Aviv, you paying a grip. The sister that does the massages, her joint was like $7,000 a month. she ain't even sweating because she making a killing. I'm like, man. So the brother say he teach dance instruction. He teaches Raylan how to dance. So this is why I'm saying, man, I'm so super glad. I don't care what they say. They call me whatever. I am that I am. And I know every man on earth wish they could be like me. Powerful, beautiful, sexy, chocolate, intelligent, with 9 DNA series that know my worth. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody take that from me. Hey, what do they do when they go to the beach? Huh? Now let's talk now. I mean, we talking. What they do when they go to the beach? They laying out there to do what? To try to get whiter? Yeah, they doing it. They out there in that sun trying to get a little bit white. No, they trying to get the color that we are born with. I'm out there one day at work. Okay, it's summer. In Israel, it's hot already. It's already in the 90s, right? That sun is beaming. And so you can smell all this sunblock out there when you walking at work. And these guys, you know, you can smell it because they all got these hats with these things on them. And they got the sunblock. And so I'm standing out there one day, I was drinking some water. And this dude, I think he was a Russian or somebody, a European guy. And he was slapping all this sunblock on him. You know, I'm looking at, and it's got a smell to it. It don't smell bad. It just, you know, you can smell it. All right. So anyway, I'm standing there, I drinking my water. I'm just looking around. And the dude handed the bottle to me, like, huh, you want some? I'm like, what? Whoa. I'm like, what you want? He said, hey, you can use some of sunblock. So I just looked at him and I rubbed my skin. I said, I already have some. God gave it to me. I turned around and walked there. He's still there like, what? But you know what's sad? You know what's sad? I know black people use sunblock. I see them out here on the beach over here, man. Some of these folks, black folk, put sunblock on just cause them folks do it. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, you know, yeah, evil, you know, like I was saying, that the spirit has changed. You know what I'm saying? The energy, the spirit of evil is everywhere. And yeah, you know, they're killing people at an alarming rate, Troy, and we don't know about it. We only know about what they tell us, or unless you have someone there that you can call and get on the ground information. Okay, that's Troy Triplett. Hey, what's going on, brother? It's been a while. How's your mother and father doing? I hope they're doing great. I hope everybody is doing wonderful. That's Troy. I haven't seen him. He been busy out there taking care of business. But I hope everything is safe with you, bro. You know, I know what you do for a living. I'm proud of you. Pray for you. You know, keep your head on the swivel, because you're right. Evil and y'all out there as a target, man. You know, so you stay focused, bro. But yeah, that's the same thing over here. You can feel evil, and it's unprecedented. You know, it's like something is very, very different now. You know, it's not the same anymore. It's like, you're right. You can feel it. and my take on that energy is we're actually at the end of it. Yeah, we at the, you know, we at the end. What I believe is we're at the end of the Euro Gentile barbaric mentality to rule. What I mean by that? This European did a study a while back. The study he did was to try to find a concrete reason to say that Europeans are more superior than black people. That was this study. And they went to DNA because they had learned enough from DNA to realize that the more DNA series you have, the more intelligence you have. This is what he learned. And so this study that he executed was to prove once and for all that white people were inferior to black people through DNA. Because prior to this, they really didn't have nothing that they could actually concrete beyond a shadow of a doubt put on the table and say that Europeans are more superior than African and African descended people. So they did this study on DNA, and they checked the DNA series, and they started with the animal kingdom, and they found out that the monkey had 3 DNA series, the chimpanzee had 4, and the orangutan had 5. Okay, and so that constitute 3 of what they say are the most intelligent animals in the animal kingdom. And now I don't know, I'm gonna deviate just a moment. I don't know, did you all hear about that orangutan that used some leaf in the jungle and cured? He had a gash in his face, and he got this particular leaves and he started chewing it and made it up, with the saliva in his mouth. He chewed and chewed these leaves, broke them down and chewed them, and then he took the leaves and put a patch in that gap. Looked like he may have got into a fight or something, and some of his face was kind of bit out, had a little hole there, and you can see the red and everything. And so he took these leaves and he chewed them. This is orangutan, right? He chewed them, masticated them, chewed them, and then he took it out of his mouth and put it in that hole that was in his face. And it stayed there a few days, and it completely healed the hole. And scientists was all flabbergasted because he did that. It's like the first time recorded history that, we see an animal that cured itself. Man, that's a lot. I remember my dog, a German Shepherd, was eating grass one day. And like I'm 63. And when I saw this, I was like, poison grass that'll kill you, right? It didn't have all them chemicals and things. And so what happened, I saw my dog, his name was Roscoe. He was just eating grass. And I'm wondering why, because we had Alpo, bunch of food for it. And so I asked my parent, why is he eating grass? And she explained that he's sick and he's healing himself. And he was, because he would walk around all listless. It was a German Shepherd. And Roscoe was young, full of energy. But I noticed 2 or 3 days, he was just listless and just laying around and, not popping up like he used to. So I caught him eating all this grass. He just ate grass. And my mother said he's healing himself because he's sick. I said, oh, okay. And then lo and behold, when he, pooped it all out, it was just big little balls of grass. But shoot, man, later on that evening, that boy was back to life, man. He was his old self, tail wagging everything. So he knew that he needed that grass. All right, so I know that animals still have their senses. They still connected to the creation, and they know what to do. So that orangutan, he knew which one of them leaves that he needed to get on his face and how to do it, and he did it. And then these scientists running around, but the 6 DNA series. Now, when they went into the human population, they started with the European, themselves, white people. They didn't go in America. They went to Europe because they know DNA, all them Americans came out of Europe. So that was the root of where they came from. So they went into Europe and they studied, and they saw that the European all across Europe had 5 DNA series. So now they're happy because they got 5 DNA series, 1 DNA series above the animal. Oh, I'm sorry. Not 5, but 6. Because the orangutan had 5. The chimpanzee, monkey, orangutan, 3, 4, and 5. The European had 6 DNA series. Excuse me. Okay, so they happy because they got 6 DNA series. They 1 DNA series above the animals. They don't feel that they, on the same level as the animal. They 1 DNA. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. They 1 DNA series above the animal. They went all across Europe and everything the same. 6 DNA series, European 6 DNA series. So they feeling real smooth about the cells. So they go down in Africa and they figure because they got 6 DNA series above the animal, because all of this dialogue that they put out over the years about black people and monkeys, baboons, and all this animal stuff without any real proof, you had a lot of people to believe it. You know, they bought into the lie. And they was really walking around, really had been convinced that they was all this superior, whatever. But the DNA gave them another grip to hold on to. And so they done discovered they got 6 DNA series, one above an animal. And then they shooting down in Africa with smiles on their face because they say we finna, you know, because how they always used to say, you know, black people is monkeys. Folks believe that. You got people that actually believe that. They're black folks, they monkeys and they stink and all that. So they shooting down in Africa with a lot of smiles on their face because they thinking they finna go and find out, whoa, these black folks stupid. So they get down in Africa, man, and they do the test and they find out the number and they look and see and say, let's recalibrate the equipment. So they recalibrate the equipment, number came back the same. They checked the batteries, changed the batteries, number came back the same. Get new equipment, brought in new equipment, number came back the same all across Africa. And what numbers were they seeing in Africa? It wasn't 6 DNA series. It was 9 DNA series. What? Man, so remember, the DNA, the more DNA series you have, constitute the more intelligence that you have and can obtain. So if they send out with 6 DNA series and the African people and the African descendants have 9 DNA series, what is that telling them? That these black folks are super intellects. Yeah, that's why the brothers sitting down there in Africa created the device that produced free energy out of the air. And what happened to that brother? When I saw them folks around him, I said, he in trouble. Oh, they down there smiling and grinning like they all happy. Only thing they want to know is exactly how he do it. And as soon as they find that out and they know, they go back and they do it and check it and it's working, boom, he gone. Sure enough, he was laid up in the hospital, had been poisoned the last time I heard. I didn't hear if he died, but I heard that he was poisoned. And even when he was there in the interview, this white guy, old white dude was interviewing, 2 dudes came up. He said, they from the government. I know them. He said, they not here for any good. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you look at these companies that's selling all this electricity, and look, I got an electric bill. I got an electric bill right here, right? They're not interested in nobody supplanting what they're doing because they're making billions. And so you mean to tell me this black guy done came up with a way to create energy? I mean, he ran his house, his car, refrigerator, everything off free energy out of the air. No. Hold up, buddy. Even the white dude that ran his car off of water, he disappeared. Because all these people is selling this oil and gas, billions and billions of dollars. How much it costs to take a person out? $5,000? And then a high value, a little more, but they got money to make folks disappear. I mean, what? Look at the president of Iran. You think that was just coincidence? Exact same thing, Kobe Bryant. When Kobe Bryant start getting up in them about Black Mamba, you know, next thing you know, clouds crash. And now here it is, Iran and Israel been at each other for a while. You know, we just heard about the bombing over there in Syria of the Iranian, consulate. And when you bomb a consulate like that, that's like actually bombing the country. And so Iran shot some rockets over here and embarrassed Israel. Y'all don't know that Israel and America had designed incredible anti-missile defense system specifically. And that's what you got to understand. This system was designed specifically to guard Israel against any ordnance coming in from Iran. That system was put together by the United Snakes of America and Israel. And when Iran made the response after this here embassy, this consulate bombing over there in Syria, when Israel bombed them, Iran told them, we gonna respond. And I remember, but it was a trip. It was crazy over here, man. After that, and when Iran told Israel they're gonna respond, whoo-wee, man, it was ignorant over here. You go outside, boy, it's just like walking in the Twilight Zone. I'm like, what the hell? See, cause it's like I'm not Israeli, I'm not Iranian, I'm not one of them Palestinians. I'm in the middle of all of this, and I can look around and see these people, man. These jokers is like, whoa. That's why I'm getting the hell out of Israel. Man, it's enough of this. So anyway, oh God. They embarrassed Israel and America so tough. Iran told them we gonna respond and told them what they're gonna do and did it. And so now, what's the issue? There's a base over here in Nevatim, right? That base is where they put up this incredible, sophisticated American Israel design algorithm to protect Israel from Iran. That's exactly where they put up all of this technology. You hear what I'm saying? America and Israel came together and made this system specifically. I'm not saying an anti-missile defense system comes from anywhere. They specifically looked at Iran and said, we are going to be able to tell you when an ordnance ignite in Iran, and seconds later tell you exactly what it's going to hit. Man, Iran lit their butts up. Not only did they get through all of that, they bombed the very, very facility that had the brains of all of that technology. Hit it 5 times, pinpoint accuracy. Everything they wanted to hit, they hit it. Now, what did that do? It scared the literal out of America and Israel. Why? Because I said it. The system was set up and designed to do just the opposite. And Iran lit their behinds up, even down there in the Red Sea. They blasted one America boat straight out the water. Pinpoint accuracy. Never saw it coming. And guess what? They announced that they didn't even use their most advanced, sophisticated missiles. But I'm going to show you exactly how they did it. See, they knew the system tracked the fuselage of the big missile coming in. So what Iran did, they created a missile with 2 systems. They had the big fuselage, and then a warhead where the explosive device is at had its own propulsion system, his own navigation system. And so at a certain point, when the Israeli American design missile defense system started tracking the big fuselage, and they realized that now they're being tracked, the big fuselage, they was able to blast the warhead away from the fuselage on its own power, and it came in and pinpoint hit exactly where they wanted to go. That scared the crap out of America and Israel because they didn't know they were that advanced. So that's exactly how they got around their system. They created a 2-part missile, one with the big fuselage that their equipment got, and in a very small warhead with the explosive device on it. And if you saw the video all over YouTube, you can see them falling right out of the sky, hitting them bases. That's what they was hitting, that Nevatim base right here in Israel, where all that sophisticated technology was at. And so that's why, they like, oh, snap. And so now the president is dead and a bunch of other folks in the helicopter, same thing. Cloud cover crash. And then another point, when you go on the website and look at the weather report for that day, it goes from the 18th to the 20th. The 19th, the day that happened, the data is not even there. So you see how this goes? These people, they ain't no joke, man. Now if my dates is wrong, it may have been the 19th, the 20th was missing the 21st, or it probably was the 17th, the 18th was missing, the 19th pop up. But I'm saying the day that accident took place, the weather system, all of it was erased that whole day. So you can't even look and see what the weather was like according to the National Weather System. Only thing you know is that it got real foggy and they ran into a mountain. Now, if you familiar with the HAARP, HAARP, the High Altitude Aurora Research Project, that's where they had ability to control the weather. Yeah, they can do that. And this ain't nothing new. I'm not sharing no secret. This ain't no secret. This is stuff is all, out there. I listened to the guy explain the system on the YouTube, and he said there are several locations around the planet that they had the ability to control the weather. Now, I don't know if you remember, Russia had the Winter Games over there, the Winter Olympic Games. This is Russia. I've been to Russia. I've been to Moscow. I was in Moscow in August 12th, right? I'm in Moscow. Now, if you ain't never been to Alaska, if you ain't never been out of America, you done been up in Chicago when it was cold, you don't know what cold is. Man, look, when the plane doors open and I'm getting off the plane in Moscow, nothing I had was able to keep me warm in that cold. I was like, I just stepped out of Hawaii with flip-flops on. I had a big coat, sweater, shirt, pants, shoes, socks. But that daggone cold, boy, I felt like I just stepped off the beach in Hawaii with flip-flops and short. That cold was unfreaking believable. I had to go up in a bar and get back there in the cut and wait on my plane. This is unimaginable. It's August. You see, that was a trip. I flew out of New York, August, right, 12th, and landed in Moscow. It's so daggone cold, man. It's mind-boggling. I'm like, Shazam! I thought I was ready. Whoo-wee! This is August. I never forget this, right? So Russia had the Winter Games over there. And guess what? It happened to be 70 degrees during the Winter Games in Russia. Americans walk around with shorts on. I'm like, what the smoke? Russia? No, couldn't be. Now, if it's August 12th and I land in Moscow and it's so daggone cold, I'm thinking I'm in Alaska. How in the smoke is it 7 degrees in Russia during the Winter Games? That HAARP, HAARP, High Altitude Aurora Research Project, controlling the weather. So why is it that the weather data for that day was missing? The weather prior to that, the day before, was all clear. You can see down to the mountain. You can see trees and everything. The weather after the crash, same thing. You can see all down to the mountain, all to the trees. So what happened to the data? Okay, that day that the crash took place, what happened to it? They erased it. They took it offline because you put two and two together. The day before it was all clear. The day after it was all clear. But the day of the crash, you don't know what the weather was because you can't see it because they took it offline. But then they're showing you the crash and it's under heavy fog, heavy cloud. So now they say because of that heavy weather, the navigational system went off, boom, ran into a mountain. That ain't what they buying though. They saying that, but that is not what they buying. See, we know who we dealing with, and you should know too that these guys, they will go to no end to accomplish their evil objective. And so this is why I'm saying we have to be able to work together. Black, white, green, yellow, red, blue, because this evil out here is absolutely real. And if you want to survive, you need to do all you can to see about getting with somebody that you can roll with. You understand? But this ain't no joke. So anyway, I done talked to you a good while. I hope it said something inspiring to you. Troy Triplett, is good to, see you're up live, living, kicking, and doing your thing. Say hello to your parents for you. I haven't forgot you. I still remember that you told me that your parents listen to me because I don't be doing all that cussing and acting a fool like that. And tell your parents I said hello, and I still would love to get them on so we can chop it up. The elders, I still have mad respect for the elders. I'm 63, but I don't, consider myself an elder at this time. I'm a young brother that's out here desiring to be positive and live a good life. And help others, that can be helped through my conversation and experience. But your parents, the elders, tell them I would love to speak with them at some point and have them on the show, and we can talk and share some things that the young folks could benefit from, because not enough of our elders are speaking. It would be a beautiful thing to see some YouTube videos of elders just talking about what young folks should be focusing on. And I'm looking at all these videos of brothers and sisters talking, and they some of them really, you're too young to be talking. You need to shut up. Seriously. You ain't been around long enough to even know nothing in that area. And you can take it disrespectful however you want to. It's the truth. You ain't been around long enough and experienced enough to be talking, telling nobody nothing. You need to be sitting down, shutting up, and listen. And that's where it will be a beautiful thing to get us some elders out here, not trying to be cool and down with these knuckleheads, but be yourself, who you are, and teach and talk with these people, because they need help. They need help from somebody that know what to say. You know what I'm saying? These relationships, man, and understand the bigger picture. This ain't just happened. How is it that I was born in 1961 and it was unheard of failed marriages and all this stuff? No, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phone. We didn't have computers, none of that. But we had a whole lot of love and happiness. And I was born in 1961 in Atlanta, Georgia, and my whole life was lived right inside of I-285. You know what I'm saying? We grew up, we laughed, we partied, we had fun, we did everything, and never had to go outside of I-285. That was our whole world. Going next door to the next state in Alabama was like going to another country. You pack your car up, you put all your food, your chicken, your lunch, and you hit the road. It's like, this is good. We going to another country. Where was we going? Straight down I-20 over into Alabama, another country back in those days. And so you went to school, you dated, you got married, you had babies, and you was right there. It wasn't no internet for no dating sites. You would meet somebody and you get to talking and whatever. And next thing you know, you taking them over to your grandmother's house because your grandmother do the checkups, the neck up. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. My grandmother and I was close. She said, when you get a little girl, bring her on over so I can do a checkup from the neck up. I had a mother that was cool too. You know what I'm saying? Bless his soul. My father, he passed when I was 9. Never had a chance to throw the baseball with my father, but I got 3 beautiful sons and 3 daughters, and I've thrown the baseball with them. My sons, I got a chance to do it with them, but I never had a chance to do it with my father. And some days, I think about it. But anyway, my mother, she would talk to the little girls that I was liking, and she would tell me yes or no. And I trusted her, to guide me correct. And then if it get to that point, my grandmother told me, bring the little girl over so I can do the checkup from the neck up. And so I would bring over to the grandmother, and, my grandmother would talk to her, and we 3 would sit there and laugh and joke and talk for a while. And then I get up and leave. And so when I was going out the door, my grandmother grabbed me on the shoulder and she whispered in my ear. She said, bring her back so I can make her a cake. And that's the way she told me that the girl had her approval to be with me. And so I did. I took her back. Her nickname was Kat, K-A-T. She was beautiful, gorgeous sister, We was all in high school. And I took her back to my grandmother, and my grandmother did. We made that cake, and all 3 of us made the cake together. And see, what the elder was doing was bonding. She was talking with Kat. I was talking. We all was making the cake together, the 3 of us. Whew. I hadn't thought about this in a year. Boy, y'all got me talking about some stuff I ain't talked about in years. And I'm having a good feeling, reminiscing right now. I got a few tears in my eyes, man. That day, me and my grandmama and Kat, man, making that cake. It was nice, man. It was like, woo, we had a good time. What kind of cake it was? It was a vanilla cake. It was vanilla icing. You know, they store-bought canned vanilla icing. You had the vanilla and the chocolate from Nestle. You know, she made a vanilla cake with the vanilla icing. And I got to put the icing on the cake, but me and Kat did half. I did one half, she did the other. After my grandmother whipped up the cake, and she made them all from scratch. The butter, the flour, the sugar, and the whipper, you know, beat it all up. She let Kat do it a little bit too, to watch and see how the girl functioned, you know, around the kitchen. And then, you know, grease the pan. She had Kat to grease the pan. And Kat greased the pan up. And when Grandmama Phyllis whooping up the cake, my job was to clean the bowl. And you know what I'm doing? I'm licking ice and everything, the cake batter, you know, it's all good. And so they put it in the oven, 350 degrees. And so when that cake was baking, we all was talking, and we drank a little milk. You know, back in those days, this milk they used to have real thick, rich, creamy called pet milk. Came in a can, and you had the can open like a triangle. You put it on the edge of the can, press it down, turn the can around, press it down, pour it in the glass. That milk was good, man. My grandma used to keep 2 or 3 cans in the refrigerator, pet milk. So we all sat there while the cake was baking, laughing and talking, cracking jokes, and drinking pet milk. Boy, man, that was nice. I remember that day making that cake with my grandmother. Ooh, that was nice. Well, I had a good time. And Kat, she was a beautiful sister, precious. My grandmother loved her. She loved her. She would call me and say, when you going to bring Kat back over? I said, okay. So we went back on the weekend, you know. Y'all got me kind of caught up. Boy, it had me talking about Kat making that cake with my grandmother. But you see what I'm saying? Those elders should be speaking, and they should be teaching those that would listen and hear. Because the older you get, the less tolerance you have for bullshiggity. And you can't run up in there with some wild, disrespectful child and think the elder's going to struggle with them. Because they don't raise their children. They ain't got to raise yours. Now, if you come here to learn something, sit your butt down and listen. But you can't be up here acting the fool with the elder. You're going to miss everything. And you remember how they used to say, you need to get to know the girl parents, because if the parents like you, they will help you with securing the daughter, because she's their daughter. And so I always, work to get to know the parent. I would never obscure, like some people in relationship, they be kind of around the edges, obscure. Like if you have a brother that you're dealing with, but he don't never want to be around the family, he don't have that kind of ability to sit down and socialize with the family, and then you kind of estranged from the family, then the family ain't comfortable with you being with that guy because they don't know it. You with him and your nose all wide open, meaning that you all Google eyes and you're not thinking and looking at the flags. There may be a bunch of red flags considered around this guy. And so the family can see all that because they ain't in love with him. They ain't having no sex with him. They can see these red flags and they'll tell you, hey, you need to cut that dude loose, or you need to stay with him. And so I would never try to be estranged from the family. I want to know what your father like and what your mother like. And while I'm thinking about this, this sister that I was dating, kind of like right out of high school, her father liked to drink beer. Okay. And so when I went to meet the parents, I found out what type beer he liked. I got a whole case, put it in my car. Whole case of beer for the dad. And then mom's, you know what? I absolutely forgot what the mother liked. But whatever it was, I got a bunch for her. So when I hit the house, I had the beer for the father, a case of it. And then I took the mother something. This is when I first met him at the door. I was in, man. I was in. Pops came out. And the wife said, baby, he brought this for you. He said, oh my God, my son-in-law. That's the first thing he said. Oh, I remember that. He said, oh my God, my son-in-law. Me and the girl had kind of just started dating, man. You know, he talking about my son-in-law, a whole case of his favorite beer, win the wedding. So you know, oh man, this is a fight. You know, that wisdom from the elder, it don't fail, man. You know, my parents taught me, boy, you get in good with the parents, they'll help you with the little girl. Okay, so dad, like, get a case. What mama like? At the front door, boy. She told her husband, she said, look, this joking about you. A case of your family favorite beer. Pops grabbed that case. He said, oh, God, my son-in-law. Come on in, boy. Oh, God. Oh, boy, y'all done made me think of some stuff I ain't thought of in years, man. I was just out of high school. Whoa, I mean, years ago. Boy, I got goosebumps. Pop said, oh, God, my son-in-law. Come on in, boy. And I walked past the mother. And then I gave the mama, you know, for the life of me, I can't remember what the mother wanted, what she liked. But anyway, boom, I had it for her. And man, Pops, he was funny. He said, oh, God, my son-in-law. Come on in, boy. Have a seat. And so I'm sitting down on the couch, and Mom, she put her stuff. I do remember she put it on top of the refrigerator right in the kitchen, right? I just can't remember what it is. Maybe if I keep talking, it'll come back to me what I got, Mama. But anyway, boy, Mom's came out there and she was sitting down with me. And we was talking, and Pops came to the living room. He stopped. Hey! He said, baby, what you doing out here disturbing them? And she looked, she said, what do you mean? Let them talk. Why you out here? He didn't come to see you. Come on back in with me. Drink some of this beer. You know what? Pop didn't even know my name. He didn't even know my name. He just knew this boy that came to see his daughter fell up in with a case of his favorite beer. He said, my son-in-law. Later on that evening, he said, hey, what's your name? Oh, God. It works everywhere. When I was in Africa, the same thing. The exact same thing. When I was in Africa, it happened. Met this sister, exact same thing. Found out what the sisters was really into. It was lace material. Very expensive for the African. I had some money, you know, dollars. And so I bought 5 yards of it for the sister's mother that I was dating. And then the dad, I gave him money. But because, you know, you got to understand the culture. I couldn't just hand the father the money because that would have been like kind of like insulting. So I gave the money to the daughter and she gave it to her father. Like when I rolled up in there, they all knew we was coming. They was ready. And so everybody was sitting out on the porch. Father, the mother, the children. And so when I rolled up in, I had the lace material and you know, the sister introduced us and I laid the lace on the mother and she was just cheesing. Man, you couldn't imagine how happy this mother was. And she was rubbing that lace material. It was 5 yards. It was a lot. She was just rubbing it and speaking the indigenous language. And the sister was translating for me, you know, so I can understand. And then after me and Mom had our little brief conversation, she turned around and went in the house with her father and stayed in there about 2-3 minutes. And when he came out, he brought a cool glass of pineapple juice and handed it to me. Yep. See, and when he had me that pineapple juice in front of the family, that I didn't realize at the time. I just thought he was being nice because Ghanaian people are genuinely nice people. They're not faking. They're not faking. I'm telling you, I live that. They are not faking. They are genuinely nice people. Okay. And the father handed me that cool glass of pineapple juice, and he handed it to me. He handed it to me. And he smiled, and he said something in their language because they couldn't speak English, just their language. And the sister translated, and she said, "He's welcoming you to his house." And in that culture, that meant that his house was his family, not this wood and nails and stuff. She said, "My father is welcoming you to his house." And so now that was a big deal because culturally, sisters don't bring random dudes around their parents, especially the parents. Not in that culture, because if you got this dude, a month later you got another guy, a week or two, it looked like whoredom. And the culture is very, very strict against whoredom and promiscuity. So if you dating a sister, I'm telling you, this is Ghana, when I lived in Ghana, if you dating a sister and she don't take you around her parents after a short period of time, she ain't really serious about you. She playing you. Okay. And so this particular sister, we had been dating maybe 2-3 weeks. And one day she told me, she said, "Honey, I want you to meet my family." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." You see, I already knew what that meant because I was adopted by one of the royal families out of Ghana, the Antry. And so the Amwa family. And so my adopted sister, under her father, had already wired me up to how the culture will go, especially when dealing with one of the sisters. And so what I did, I would always, don't make a move until I talk with my sister, my Ghanaian sister. And she would, wire me up to how to move. Okay. And so she had already told me, she said, if the sister get to where she wants you to meet her family, especially her parents, she are absolutely serious about you. And the sister was, I met the parents, the uncle, and everybody went out there, you know what I'm saying? And man, I loved it. It was incredible. I remember when we went to meet the uncle, they live right off the beach. Beautiful. Woo-wee. Boy, y'all got me talking. Right off the beach. When I say right off the beach, the road was here, the water to the right of the road, and the house over there to the left, right off the beach. And so when we were walking, we walked across the ground. I had a pair of sandals, some leather sandals on, and my right foot slipped out of the sandal. And I hate to feel grit and stuff under my feet. That's why I always, try to keep my floors clean in this condo I'm living over here off the beach in Israel. And so my foot slipped out of my leather sandals, and it's all gritty and everything. And we get up to the house. She introduced me to her uncle, her cousin, everybody. And before we went in, I said, "Honey," I said, "Baby, I need some water." Now, I didn't go on to tell her I need water to wash my foot. So she had one of the daughters to bring me some cool drinking water. And I said, I drank it, but I said, no, baby, I need some, my foot slipped in the sand. I need to wash my feet off. I need some water to wash my foot off. And she says, oh, so she turned around and she had another one of the daughters bring a bucket of water. And so I drank the water, and one of the daughters take the glass, and I'm standing there. And so my girl, she grabbed my hand and she said, "Come on." So we walked over there to the edge of the concrete walkway we were standing on. And I'm like, what's she finna do? So she bent down and grabbed my foot and slid the sandal off and started watching my foot and washing the sandal and washing everything off. And as I was standing there, the spirit came to my mind and said, "This is your wife. cause hey, man, I was born and raised in Atlanta and lived in Israel all this time. Women don't do that kind of stuff. What are you talking about? Wash your feet, boy. You better go, shit, figure it out. So it just really touched me, the humility of that, So that's why it's always good to travel, move around. And, I was in Nigeria, Liberia, Benin, Togo. Oh, yeah, everybody go to Egypt. I've been in and out the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Egypt, So it's always good to move around and see other cultures and get understanding on how they operate and how people think, So, yeah. So, Troy, if you're still there, brother, shoot, man, we could we can set up a time. Next week I'm on vacation, so I don't have to broadcast. I don't have to come on at this time. I can come on anytime that would be convenient to your parents. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna put my email address in here right now. So that you can ooh, I got hold on, let me redo that. I'll put my email address up. And this is okay. Troy, that's my email. And so, we can communicate. You can hit me up like that, and I can get your phone number, call you, you call me, and that way through the email we connect, and I can set up a time that's convenient to your parents, and we could talk on the phone, and all next week, from what's the day, Saturday, all to next Sunday, I'm on vacation. So, I can get online anytime that's convenient for them, and what I wanted to do was put a show together to have the elders to talk about relationship, because I'm looking at all these young people out here talking, and they trying the best they can, but they ain't got nothing to work with, really. The brother Kevin Samuels, he really was telling them the truth. But as we know, a lot of people really don't want to hear the truth, especially when they ain't looking too sharp. So the brother passed, and there was too many of them girls rejoicing at their brother's death. That was a sad state of affairs, man. To me, I just shook my head. They rejoicing at brother Kevin Samuel's death. Why? Because he told them the truth. And that's a damnable shame. It's a damnable shame. You cannot be successful running on lies. You need somebody that's not trying to get in your panties, but get in your mind and tell you what you need to hear so you can go on and be successful. You don't have to suffer and struggle with these relationships. But when you out there in Tinseltown and looking at all these clown stars and those knuckleheads as your idols, you ain't gonna have nothing but problems because you're looking at the wrong people. You had to look at your parents, your elders that's been at it for years successfully. You understand? That's who you need to listen to. But if you out here knocking around these doggone stars and entertainers and trying to pattern yourself after a sister hollering and screaming about put a ring on it, put a ring on, and she married with millions. That's like the other girl, Megan Thee Stallion or the other girl teaching the sister how to screw a guy and take all the money and all that, and got the women standing at the bottom of the stairs waiting on some more instruction on how to get over on the brother. And that girl making them songs for them knuckleheads, she's married, going home to a mansion with millions, and teaching the sisters how to get over, you know. So you ain't gonna be successful because you're going into the thing the wrong way. And so what I wanted to do was have the real deal come and just share a few tips or whatever it takes, how this thing work. You know, I don't see nobody. I see people that's saying some good points. You know, that's saying some good points, but they ain't got 20 years on the book, 30 years on the book in the marriage that really can say something to the folks. But, you know, it's hard in an environment, you know, when you look out here on these shows, you listen to these Tasha K's and all these other folks that's talking, and you just sit back and look at them. They all kind of like look the same. They got the long weave, the long fingernails that look like claws, the heavy makeup, the tight clothes, and the augmented bodies where they don't have the boob job, butt job, tit job, and all this kind of stuff. And so they all look the same, like a bunch of plastic made up dolls and nothing in the head that's really making good sense. You know, then get mad when the black man decide to just, you know what, forget all this. Because, you know, the black man decided to push on, like, you know what, forget this. So he take his money, whatever, passport, and he get on somewhere else, and he run into a woman that just, woo, her biggest dream was to have a black man. That's it. And she wasn't talking about no 6-figure, 2 figures, or no figures. She said, I want a black man. That's it. End of the road. She wasn't looking for nothing else but that black man. And she act like it too. Man, how can I talk about that so strong? Hey, I dated a girl for a short season from Iloilo, Philippines. Yep, sure did. See, I can talk about it too. Now, I'm not on the list of being a passport brother because I came to Israel under the Hebrew thing 43 years ago. And so I met the Filipino girl here. And whew, she told me that all she ever wanted was a black man. She said she used to walk through the malls and see the other Filipino girl with black men. And she said the girl was just so happy. And she said her friends that's dating and married to black men, she said they the happiest girl I knew in my life with their black boyfriend and black husband. I'm like, really? She said, yeah. And so she was like, all I ever wanted was a black man to be my man for me. Wow. Had hair down to her tailbone, big old thick hair, black hair, precious girl, beautiful, flawless skin, and precious spirit, man. And for the time that we was dating, I never put my shoes on, my work boots. I never put them on. I only would take them off. Why? Because every single morning she popped up with me. He got my lunch together, and I'm showering, getting myself together. And when it was time to put them boots on, we had a nice rhythm. You know, she would sit down on the bed, and I would lay back. She'd grab my shea butter. I told her about the shea butter, and so she put the shea butter on my feet, rub them up real good, put my socks on, put the boots on, tie them up. And then, because, you know, for a while, a few times, both my legs was to her right. And so it was kind of uncomfortable to work on the right leg. So I would have to cross my leg to get it over closer to her. So I said, you know what, let's do it like this. And so I sat down first and slid back on the bed, and she sat in between my legs. So I had one leg to the right and the left, and it was easy for her to maneuver. And so we worked it like that every day. But she put that shea butter on my leg, on my feet, rubbed it up good. That bit just felt good. Then put them socks. And, you know, I like new socks. I like to feel a brand new socks, nice shoes, you know what I'm saying? So I buy a lot of socks. There's a lot of socks, you know, because I kind of like get in the habit of putting brand new soft socks on every day. And it feels good when you got your work boots on, your feet feel real good. So she she would rub that shea butter on real good, man, and put my socks on, then my feet in the boots, and then she get up, she go wash her hand off and everything, and go in there, get the food, and I'm ready to go. And walk me to the front door, kiss me every day. This is every day I go to work, man. You know, that was a ritual, you know. Then come back home. She used to like to make this particular dish out of tomatoes and rice. Man, his business was so good. I come in, the house smelling good, all clean, and she walking around with a nice little shorts, showing her pretty little flawless Asian skin and long hair, big old pretty smile. Oh boy. And oh boy. I take a shower, you know, get ready, and I stretch on the bed, start watching something. She come in there with the food and everything. We'll sit there together, eat and everything, and then get up, go walk across the streets to the beach, sit out there for the beach a while and chill. And Israeli got an eye full. This big black man, this beautiful Asian girl, what is we being invaded? What the hell? We? Because, you know, they love them Filipinos. These Israelis, boy, they go to the Philippines and make a balagan all the time. Balagan is a mess. And they like that. And I don't know what happened to women. They got mad and they started deporting the Filipino girls. They was up here, a lot of them, for domestic workers. They would help the elders and everything. And they just got on the web to the government. I don't know, maybe they wives or somebody got to them because they men was liking them Filipinos too much. And the Israeli girl couldn't compete. They just sent them all out. And my girl had to go. Boy, that hurt me too. It really did. To see her out to get on that plane, man. I was so mad with Israel, you know. So anyway, yeah. The elders could help if the youth would listen. You see, that's the whole thing. If the youth would listen, that's what's important. You know, you can't help nobody that won't listen to you. And I see, you know, several videos of brothers trying to talk with the sisters, and it'd be a lot of hollering and screaming and going back and forth. And at the end of the hollering and screaming and going back and forth, the show is over. There's no progress made. Everybody get up and walk off in their own separate direction. And so I'm like, what was they there for? You know, just to come together and holler, scream at each other and get up and leave. What just happened? You know, like that. I don't see no progress. Nobody getting together. Then the other one where it say pop the balloon. Oh God. See, y'all think I'm gonna be listening, man. I'm like, she said, why you pop your balloon? Cause I don't like the way he styles his hair, and I feel that, you know. But the dude is a software engineer on his own company, bringing in 7 figures, not your normal 6. This young man with that funny looking hairstyle is a millionaire. And you popped your balloon because you don't like the way he styled his hair. Boy, you can't make this shit. So I'm telling you, man, baby, don't you know you can get another hairstyle? Guess what? If you get with the brother and y'all have a great relationship, guess what? He would be willing to change his hairstyle. I mean, if you all that, if you think, you know, if you put it down like that, get another hairstyle. You feel what I'm saying? The hair can grow back. I would. I mean, you know, we hooked up, we got together. You a beautiful sister. You don't like my hairstyle. I'll consider changing it for the health of the relationship. If it's really like that, you know what I'm saying? But she popped the balloon because his hairstyle, you know, that particular style, it's not really working for me. That's what she did. Like, oh, girl, who you think you are? Becky, come on. See, too many of our people, young folk, are influenced by the people that don't like us. And that's why you're sitting out there black as tar, rubbing on some sunscreen. Woo. Oh, man. Oh, God. Let me shut up, boy. Y'all gonna have me out here 2 hours talking. I know it's been interesting. It is. You know, when I go back and listen to it, it'd be interesting to me. But anyway, listen, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I done had a good time for you. You know, I had a good time hanging out with you. You know, a couple of people on call and sent WhatsApp. They're trying to get in contact with me. But I don't know about you, but no. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, listen, love you, love you, love you, love you. Had a great time talking to you. I hope I said something make you laugh, inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Uplifted your day, your evening, your morning, whenever you listen to this. Where you move around the house, you're driving in your car, you listen to it in chops and pieces because it's 2 hours and 5 minutes now. But it was interesting though. Okay. And I enjoyed being here with you. But right now, I'm gonna put you on. What time is it over here in Israel? It's 3:12. I'm gonna go get a little sweat in the gym right quick, and then I'm gonna drink me some protein and have me a good day. Okay, good afternoon. But I love you. Okay, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. This has been the Nubian King. Enjoy talking with you. Shalom, shalom.